second.
Okay.
Okay.
If you
Are you
need me.
guys?
Okay.
ready?
Chavez is here, and I think that he can probably finish up his presentation. Chavez, thank you so much.
Sure. Well, I am here today. I promised Grace that I will be in US prime time and I will announce something really special. So I was planning to
Recording in progress.
something uh, additional in BTCC ecosystem where users have liberty to exchange, where users can in real time trade their USDT BTC20 and BTCC in exchange with other currencies which they feel it is acceptable in exchange because it is valuable. A P2P platform, peer-to-peer platform that will allow user to um, exchange on the basis of an escrow that will handle this exchange. And everybody knows P2P platform, how they operate, how they perform. So this is what we are going to unveil next in the BTCC ecosystem to ensure that the flow, because of more products are coming, more influx and more traffic is going to arrive on our ecosystem, as well as this is something that we need. So it will enhance the whole ecosystem in a way where you will have hassle-free exchanges and community would be able to trade their BTCC and assets on BTC20 Smart Chain. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chavez. Thank you. That is wonderful. That's a great announcement. Thank you so much. And right here on US Prime Time. Okay, guys, you are here to witness it. You needed to get the word out to everybody. And Chavez, could I trouble you to kind of finish up with
Sure.
the updates? Thank you.
Okay, where did we stop?
Right when you were explaining as far as the different stages.
In my explanation or in the Q&A?
The update.
Okay. So stages where we will have the maturity where we will be operating with multiple networks, as I explained today in the UK prime time, that one network, second network, every other additional network will add additionally one transaction, and that would give us a room to find and identify the network with bigger bandwidth where more number of transactions can be executed, and that's where the expectations of users will be met, the dream, the aspiration with which every user brought a boomerang license would be accomplished with this whole workaround. So we will be publishing the whole roadmap, um, and I will be here on Wednesday Zoom next week as well with the entire roadmap step by step with the date and timeline that would ensure uh, that the questions or the apprehensions that people have, users have, that will be phased out with the roadmap. And the moment we will switch to one more network and we will have another set of transactions that will, give a different level of mindset in users, especially leaders.
And Chavez, if you could just take a couple minutes to be able to take a few questions, just a few
Sure.
questions. Okay,
Sure.
very good. Alrighty, folks, as far as housekeeping is concerned, you understand, as far as questions are concerned, please raise your virtual hand, one question per raised hand, and put on your camera in order, and your human face in your camera in order for me to be able to call on you, okay? So this is an opportunity for you to be able to go ahead and ask those questions, okay? All righty. So
Grace, there's
HS,
one more announcement. Grace, there's one more announcement Chavez has. He announced it this morning on the leaders meeting
okay.
about corrupted addresses. Do you want to take that or you want me to do it, Chavez?
You do it after me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. So HSA, go ahead and unmute and ask your question, please.
Hi, Shavez.
Hello.
Yeah. I have a question. It's not regarding about Boomerang. It's regarding about the WAAS 2 times. 'Cause it's been like almost 500 days. Are we guaranteed that we'll get the 2 times back, or what is that?
Okay. So that is regarding the proof of reserve, where the vault will be liquidated and entire assets in the vault would be distributed in against the WAAS tokens.
Okay, thank
And
you,
then
Has.
and users can claim there was tokens in exchange. There was tokens in Bitcoins.
Thank you, HSA. I think that's pronounced Hassa. Hey, Darwin. Been a while. How are you? Go ahead and ask your question. Oh, Darwin, unmute.
There we are. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey,
That's
Darwin.
awesome job. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yes. I'm excellent.
Amazing.
Amazing. You are amazing. Hey, you said on the call earlier today that all the whitelisted have been corrected.
Yes,
my,
yes.
My main account wasn't corrected, and now when I go on, it shows -1 as my profile.
Okay. You need to refresh. Just refresh.
I did refresh a half dozen times.
Okay. Just disconnect the wallet, connect again, and you will see.
I did that too.
Then
Like it used to show
change.
27,000, and it was supposed to be 51,000, and now it's showing -1 USDT.
Okay, then DM me.
Okay.
Send me your address. I will check. Don't worry.
All right. Thank you. What address do you want? My MetaMask address?
Yes, yes. Just your MetaMask address.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, we're only going to take, because it's late where Chavez is, and we need to get him back to work after he gets some rest. Okay, Tesiga, we'll just go up to Tesiga Sereke. All right, Robert, please go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Thank you very much, Chavez, and for the wonderful work you've been doing. My question goes, after the 10 networks that you intend to put in, does it mean that we will have just about 15 threads or 20 threads a day at the most, instead of trading for hours as we thought it was going to be, maybe due to the volume of people involved now?
Well, let me explain that properly. Or you go ahead and go through the recording once again, the explanation which I did. The reason why I said additional network will allow us to have users to do one more trade, and that would diversify the traffic into different networks, and that in return will give us the understanding and time and also space to test whether the blockchain network is allowing us enough bandwidth to execute multiple transactions or not. This we can do when we will have multiple networks in place. So once we go multi-chain, these all analyses, these all speculations will come into, into real implementation. So it can be so many.
Thank you, Robert. And Sagai Sereke, please go ahead and unmute.
Okay.
Hello.
Sagai Sereke, please unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I would like to congratulate you, Chavez, for successfully deploying the MVP. We have been waiting like for so long, but still, yeah, I was in the US, UK Zoom this morning, and yeah, so I was trying to follow like the announcement and everything. So again, it's very exciting, but we have been maybe I start like buying the Boomerang license from the first launch because I trust and I believe on the project. But now like the restriction is kind of very tough, like doing one trade a day, and then sometimes you might miss. So do you have any plans like for the big package, like just doing one trade a day might be very challenging, and then the funds are stuck for such a long time.
Right. As I'm already conducting calls with the leaders and I have been started to explain the details, depth of roadmap slowly with the leaders so that it is conveyed to the community, and same I will bring in my Wednesday updates in coming Wednesdays. This is all going to be about the approach that we are going to follow with details of the benefits of having bigger packages, how big ticket size transactions will slightly get into these big licenses, and in variation with smaller licenses also the profitability will increase. This is what I emphasized, but unfortunately I suck at explaining things properly. So leaders will make this clarity with time, and you will understand better and better in presentations while just attend the Zooms for next 2-3 days, and you will get the utmost clarity of what I said in next 2 to 3 days.
Thank you. And Lois, since you're showing your person now, go ahead, unmute and ask.
Hi, yes, thank you all. Thank you, Shavez. My question is, 7 months ago, I asked about withdrawing from my BTC that I harvested. I used $2,000 to harvest, and I'm still waiting. Is it ready now for us to withdraw? Is the bridge open? You said you'll get back to us. You started to Boomerang.
This is what I announced today. The P2P platform will allow you to exchange, trade, and transact using BTC20 assets with each other in real time, and it will give you guys enough, it will be a free platform where there will be just an escrow that will control the transaction that are happening so that nobody steals money with each other. So allow me to present the pitch deck and explain the P2P platform, which again will be shared in depth in the trainings, and that would probably remove all the dependency on the bridge and everything. This is what I announced today.
Oh, nice. Thank you. And Debbie, how are you? Go ahead and unmute and ask your question, and you are the final question.
Thank you, Chavez, for everything. I'm actually working, so it's back and forth. I appreciate you, and I'm glad for what you're doing, standing with you, praying for you. because Boomerang is it. I just one question I've been thinking and wondering to myself. Couldn't Boomerang be on BTCC network, because that would be beneficial to us? We'll get the gas fee and bill it and
Yes,
all that. Is that possible? And
definitely.
also I have a downline that's still waiting on to be whitelisted. Please.
Okay, definitely. So all the whitelisting issues, 99% of them have been solved. So get back to your downline once again today, and ask them whether they are whitelisted or not. They will give you positive feedback, I believe. And just try again. Ask them again today. Because today around UK prime time, my team fixed everything. So like 2-3 hours ago, it got fixed. All right. Your question, that is a very good question, and this is something which is my dream, and not just Boomerang, any other product that can be deployed on BTC20 Smart Chain is going to help us in a very, very big way, and that this is something where the whole ecosystem is required. That is what we are building right now. So as I assume this bull run and the next bear market, close to next bull run, close to 3 to 4 years, I would say 3 years, it would take for BTC20 Smart Chain to be ready as big as Polygon network or as big as any small network where there are number of tokens, and between these tokens and coins there is arbitrage. Since in BTC20 Smart Chain there is BTCC, USDT, BTC20, and there are some miners, there are some few other tokens as well. Now people have started listing their tokens because it is open source. So two tokens from market have been listed. More tokens would be listed from market, and as we push this whole ecosystem into a big one, but that would take time. So I suppose when we will have at least how many tokens, Carl, BTC Polygon has? Close to.
If you go and look at the token list on the chain, there are tens of thousands.
Wow.
Most of them have got stuff all liquidity. If you go for something that's liquid, there's probably few hundred tokens across multiple swap pools.
Multiple swap pools, yes. So at least 1,000 tokens with liquidity with multiple swaps indexes would make us reach there where we can deploy some trading product where there can be a possibility of arbitrage. Arbitrage is something where we find mispricing between two assets and we cash. So the ecosystem is, of course, on BTC20 Smart Chain, we can do millions of transactions with no cost. But it is where there are no assets as of now. So it would take some time, some real projects to be deployed, and then we can definitely have it. That is our dream. That is our end goal. Thank you.
Wow. I feel, Chavez, I really get the sense of being on the starship Star Trek, okay? Or one of those starships. And what we want is to go warp speed, warp 1, warp 2, 3, 4. But we have to go ahead and start with just the Concorde speed at this time. Because that's what you have been able to go ahead and achieve right now. You have really put it at the Concorde speed in order to be able to get us this MVP. Thank you very much. The thing that concerns me, ladies and gentlemen, the WAAS community, is that Chavez, I think, gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning and goes to about 1 o'clock the very next morning. And so I need him to go ahead and get some rest, work, and he's on Zooms all day and calls all day. So I want him to really want to come back to the U.S. prime time. So we're not going to wear him out today, okay? We're not going to wear him out. Thank you so much, Chavez. Really appreciate you visiting with us, and we'll definitely look forward to you coming back.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Okay, Carol, your announcement, please. Thank you.
Problem with two screens and finding where the mouse is. I just want to make a clarification. All those people who were putting your hands up, you weren't being victimized, you weren't being ignored, but Grace did say those people, no questions after there. So there was no point raising your hands. The co-hosts were probably just pushing them down because you weren't going to ask your question of Chavez. You can get into breakout rooms and ask them.
Recording stopped.
I saw two hands go up, Downtown Fred and Adam. If those questions were relevant to something that I know, team meeting, I'll bring them up. Same with you, Azeb. Now, the announcement. This is probably what Adam was going to raise with Chavez. This morning, he approved a practice. If you've got a compromised wallet, you've associated an account with a Boomerang subscription in that wallet, and your funds are disappearing, he has agreed to do a global one-off correction of all of those addresses. Jojo was nominated, roped in, unwillingly or willingly volunteered, whatever the term is appropriate. She has some volunteers to assist. I will be sitting with her and developing the procedure for collecting, verifying, that's the important word, verifying that you have a legitimate case and reason to have that address altered to another address. There will be conditions like it has to be in a different wallet, etc., etc. They are all to be nutted out, but Chavez has agreed that he will do a one-off cleanup of all your corrupted addresses. It is not going to clean up the fact that you've got a corrupted wallet, but it will clean up the addresses that have got problems, and then you can trade those in a different address, trade those subscriptions in a different address. Okay? Not ready yet, only just announced, so just wait for the details. It may be coming through your leaders because we're having the daily meetings that Chavez mentioned earlier. It may come through those leaders, filter down, or on Support Saturday, or next week Trachit's masterclass, or next Wednesday's update business development session. Okay, so there's a lot of things happening, obviously. So that's just one more of the good things that are coming out of these meetings. Thanks,
Great.
Grace.
Thank you, Carl.
Oh, and for those that have got the undefined NFTs, I'll be showing people how to move them. If you need to, you don't have to move them if you don't want to, but if you're desperate to move them, we'll go through that in the breakout room. And for any of the newer leaders that have recently ranked up, I'll be going through how to identify people that have got pending transactions. I won't be cleaning up the transactions. I'll just be showing how they can identify that they've got a pending transaction so that they know the problem's there, because I can see them in the blockchain building up. And we need to start getting those cleaned up. Support Saturday will clean them up, but I'll show how, if you're a new leader, how to identify somebody in your team that's got the problem and help them work out what to do with getting into Support Saturday, etc. Thanks, Grace.
Excellent. Chantal, then Joe.
Sorry, no, I didn't have a question. I was asked to raise my hand to be able to work in the breakout room.
You're wonderful. Thank you so much. Joe? Oh, Joe, go ahead.
Off the back of Carl's announcement, tonight might be a good night to come and see me in MetaMask security.
Every night is good night to come see you. Okay. All right. So, all right. Now, Luis Fernando, how are you, sir? Go ahead and unmute. I know you had a burning question. I want to be able to recognize that, but you understand what Carl explained. Once I have that cut off, I set that cut off, that's it. Okay. So
Yeah.
that
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Grace.
That's
I am here in Latin America, but I have a question, but Chavez can answer my question. But my question is related with the time or the roadmap that Chavez give us today, and related with the addition of one additional network each 10 or 15 days. That means he's going to take more 3 or 4 months to complete that the 10 networks. My question is for Joe, for Carlos, how much time Chavez or Jules do you think that the people needs to reach the 3x profit ceiling, for example, for a license of $500, because it's not clear for the people, because for one transaction per network per day, it's not enough for more of them. Could you ask what is the situation with the situation? I don't know if it's clear.
I'll take that, Grace. All right, Lou. Okay, there at the moment, the meetings that we're holding with Shavez, we're developing a new narrative. Okay, that's the first step, so that all the leaders are explaining everything uniformly. So the true answer to that question is get back to your upline and they will explain the narrative in the way Shavez wants to do it. But in a nutshell, the whole process has changed, and we'll get to that point over that period that, and Chavez mentioned it just now, we'll get to the point where expectations that we had a week ago will be achieved at some point down the track. And it's all geared around the increase in the number of networks, increasing the number of transactions per network, getting to a threshold level where we achieve almost self-sustaining performance, and it's all based on that 3-month period. It's going to be a progressive. It's not going to be an instant we get there. It's not like the Ferrari is going to get off the dirt road and onto an autobahn. It's going to have to move through several different types of roads, but it will get there. And that's the new narrative, that we will get to the same point that we were expecting. We just have to take the journey, okay? So keep in touch with your uplines. We are all working on this together. There's about 70 regular, or about 50 regulars, but maybe up to 100 different days, different people can make it, where we're smoothing out all of the news story, okay? So just be patient again.
Okay. All right, so right now I'm only going to, I need for the breakout rooms to be announced.
30 minutes, right?
45 minutes.
45, okay, I'll adjust that. I can announce it. Do you want to announce now?
Yes, please go ahead and tell us which breakout rooms that you have. Dennis will take a boomerang.
Oh, I thought, okay. Room 1, WAAS back office. Room 2, MetaMask security and the DApp. Room 3, pending transaction and undefined NFTs. Room 4, Boomerang. Room 5 and 6, conference room.
Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Joe. Okay. Okay. Joe, Carl, Dennis, you have the Boomerang room. And would you guys go ahead and get to your rooms, please? Musu, you will go with Carl.